Hello, and welcome to the Podbless podcast with three dads who are involved in church ministry where one is a full-time minister, the other is a volunteer, and one is a veteran of both.
This podcast will deal with the interaction between our faith and our day-to-day lives,
with a few fun segments in between.
I'm Joey.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Brett.
And this is Podbless.
Oh, you did a hard stop there.
That was abrupt. Let me, we're
Hit all, or no, we're down on
duo.
yeah, that's right.
If I can
Maybe.
get it there. Oh, there we are.
Hey, we're here.
We're new.
Hey, three viewers. What's up?
Four. We got it 4.
Hey, there we go. When you get the faces on. This is where the money makers are.
This is probably going to be our best show ever. Joey's not here. Again. What do we pay him for, actually?
You guys get paid?
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot not to bring that up. But yeah, hey, how's it going out there? Facebook Livers and YouTube Livers. We're back with Podbless. Sorry it's a little bit late. As you can see, the room's full. And our main tech guy was out doing some nefarious, F, right?
Yeah, I think it's
Or
F.
PH. Nefarious?
It's however you want it to be.
No, I'm wrong constantly. But yeah, he's out doing some nefarious things. So it's just your two favorite old blessers over here, your favorite earhole blessers, Brett and Josh. How's it going out there, Facebook Livers and YouTube Livers? We've got 4 viewers. Make sure that you can hear us if you can. Type on the keyboards and the phones. Let us know if you can hear and make sure we did it right. We're not about this whole video thing. We've got the audio part down.
I like the up close and personal view of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. I do like looking at myself a lot better that way.
We look much more handsome when we're not 16 feet away from the camera.
Hello.
What's been going on, Josh?
Nothing much, man. Just got through the tornado last night.
I slept all through that. Did not hear it.
Everyone that I've told, man, that was a bad storm last night. Every single person, there was a storm?
Right.
I'm just like, how did you not know? The dog started barking. We have her in a kennel. Had to go get the dog, put it in the bed with. She was just trembling all over. Nervous wreck, nervous Nelly. And, oh, hey, Zach. I don't know if it's right, but
I can hear you.
Looks and sounds good, my dudes. Thanks there, Rob.
Robert.
But yeah, I had to get the dog, and then a couple hours later, after we finally got to sleep, the middle child came and jumped in the bed. So then that's when my wife left. She's like, I'm going to her bed. I can't sleep with the dog and her. And then 4 o'clock in the morning or so, he goes and wakes her up in Cece's bed, or the oldest, and then he ends up in my room. So I've got one on the floor asleep with blankets and pillows, the girl in the bed not moving an inch, and the dog just constantly like laying against me. So yeah, and then I was worried a tree was going to fall in the house all night, and so I was awake all night long, heard the wind rustling around. Get this, pulled in my recycling can because this morning was going to be recycling, and I was like, that's going to get blown away. Neighbor didn't do that.
Oh, no.
So when I woke up and looked out, there was just debris everywhere, and I was like, oh, no.
Sucks for that guy.
There's my shingles. There's my shutters. I didn't know what it was. Got out, and I was like, oh, his recycling knocked over, and it's just a bunch of cans and bottles. So I went out before anybody woke up, picked them all up, put them back in his can.
It's a good neighbor.
Oh, dude, I'm the best neighbor. I am the best. I don't know if my neighbors are watching. If they are, sorry. You guys are the best, not me. You guys are the best. You know,
They're not watching.
Probably not. It's just too late. Ungodly hour of 10 o'clock. But yeah. So yeah, the storm was. No trees went down. I did get rained on this morning. Picking up all that stuff. I got down to the end of it. Coldest rain ever came through. Just turned me into the penguin.
Yeah, I started a new work schedule, so I have to be at work at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I was awake. My son calls me from my wife's phone at 5:30 in the morning. I thought something was wrong because Sarah doesn't call me that early,
Right.
unless it's an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
So he's calling me. He's like, Dad, you didn't say bye, and I love you.
Oh.
Yeah. So
You're a horrible. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, dude, it's 5:30 in the morning. What do you want me to
I
do?
can go wake you up.
Yeah.
Our buddy Mike went through that same thing. He started going early to work, like getting up at 4:30 or 5 and going in. And his daughter did that the first week of work. Was like, oh, you didn't tell me bye. And he's just like, okay, I guess I'll start waking you up every morning.
He did, didn't he?
Right, yeah. But yeah, so that's been my one day of this week. The week's been fairly good. Nothing too eventful happening, I don't think. Getting ready for my wife to be finished with a 14-day streak of work. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Just makes it stressful.
For everyone.
Yeah. Like, no high temperatures. No high tempers or anything like that. It's just everybody's tired.
Wore out.
Everybody's worn out. She's been working 12, 13-hour shifts every day.
Yeah, that sucks.
14 days in a row?
Right.
Not fun. Not fun at all.
Especially being at the sick hospital, and that doesn't sound like fun.
With all those sick people.
Right.
But
do we know where is Joey? I mean, obviously he's alive. He's commenting in, but I think he's at a magical kingdom or something, or he's going to the magical kingdom.
I heard him talking about a bunch of fairy stuff. I don't know.
Seth.
My dog gets mad when I say bye.
When I don't say bye.
You don't have a dog. You have a dinosaur.
Yeah.
So that can cause a temper tantrum from that dog could actually do some damage. My dog probably weighs as much as your dog, but it's only like a foot tall, if that.
Your dog is what Astro eats for breakfast.
Right. Yeah. Mostly probably what Astro craps out from breakfast, but
Joey's in Tennessee.
oh, it's in Tennessee.
Joey, shouldn't you not be texting and driving?
Oh, you're traveling right now. Dang. You always plan that perfect on Thursday nights when we record Podbless.
Right. Yeah. Every time he's got to leave, it's got to be on Thursday.
Yeah, he went fishing on a Thursday night, drove all the way to Mississippi, Timbuktu, whatever. But we see where his priorities lay.
Right.
You know.
We put all this time and effort in, and he's just out. He gets to go to the magical kingdom. 123
pounds. Man. I'm 2 of your dogs.
I think Seth's dog could take me in a fight.
Probably so.
Not Joey, though.
No. Oh. We got a lot more time to fill.
I know.
Since it's just 2 of us sharing a couple things. But I guess you want to just go into my serious topic?
Let's do it.
All right, let's have it.
Ready to get your ear holes blessed? Take it away, Josh.
There you
like
go.
That? You like that?
You dragged that out nice. You get that audio just right. Alabama. We're over that, Joey. You're 2 seconds behind, man. Old news. So, what my subject's going to be about is colliding. We've talked about this before, I think. I think Noah might have hit on it a little bit. Yeah. Slacking on the Facebook comments. Are they not coming through?
I think they are coming through. I think nobody's on there, maybe. I don't know.
You just have it on YouTube, it looks like.
What?
Multi-stream. Go over to multi-stream where it says YouTube up there. Because I think you're just seeing YouTube comments. Up. Stream chat read only.
Joey, we're sorry about all the mean things we said about you. We need you to come back and run the computer.
Click on YouTube again. Why is it not showing up all of them?
Pump up the mic volume a bit, Brett. Get your ears fixed, Joey.
Oh, I guess we're only seeing YouTube comments for some reason. All right, go to Top Chat maybe. Sorry, we're doing it on the fly. Apologize for those just listening.
Top Chat?
Yeah, click on the arrow on it, see if it does anything. Live chat.
There it is.
That'll probably get us some
No, I don't know.
Facebook comments, maybe. Refresh. Go up to refresh chat.
All right.
Multi-stream for the comments, he said. So go from YouTube to the multi-stream thing. There you go. Whoa.
Oh, wow.
We didn't realize people were talking. So sorry.
Wow. Sorry, guys.
Hi, Rosemary. Bleep bloop. Sounds working. Thanks, Brad. Oh my gosh, dude. I can't read all this. This is crazy.
We have 8 viewers and
that many comments.
yeah.
Mostly Brad.
Faith.
Jenna's on there. Hey, guys. How's it going again? And Leah. Hey. He is the best. That's my neighbor. Thanks,
She
Leah.
was watching.
Hey, look at that. That's nice. Dang, we're so far behind. But we got a lot more YouTube viewers this time around. That's great. There's Chris Jackson. There we go. Facebook is the best.
I think Chris Jackson's our #1 fan.
He
I like
is
it.
our #1 fan. Even us. He's more of a fan than we are of our own show. Anyway, so I'm going to jump into my topic, I guess. Sorry for not seeing the comments, guys. Thanks for the Rosemary for getting on Facebook and YouTube both to show us that we weren't seeing Facebook. But anyway, I'm going to talk about CERN and how it gets into conspiracy theory and how it gets into a little more of that. Like I said, we've talked about it before, but it gets into the whole Mandela effect, which is a kind of a conspiracy theory, which a lot of you might know. And for those of you that don't, like Brett,
Like me.
I'll fill you in just a little bit. So I'll get into the technical end of it later, but the Mandela effect, as most of you do know, was because of Nelson Mandela. When Nelson Mandela was released from prison for his, wonderful things that he did for the world, he did so many wonderful things for the world, and he got arrested for, trying to do what's right in a short-term way of things. So while he was in prison for over 20-some years, something of that nature, being an old man at that, he got released from prison in 1990, February 11th, 1990. He got released from prison. When that happened, everyone stopped and said, wait a second. I thought he died like 6 years ago.
He was in prison?
Yeah, well, no, like everybody knew he was in prison because it was like world news. But
Our
then,
team
like,
has a pirate?
but I remember this back in 1990 when they were like, oh, yeah, he got released from prison. And it was like, what do you mean he got released from prison? He died in prison. And then everybody's like looking for documents of it and stuff like that. It's like, I could have sworn he died in prison. But then in 1990, he got released and then ended up dying of, natural causes later on.
Right.
Just a normal life, not right away. Anyway, so people were looking at this and going, I vividly remember him dying in prison. So this, in turn, has become the Mandela effect. Because not only has that happened, but there is several. If you type in Mandela effect on YouTube, you will be annoyed with the amount of things that people remember one way, but are now not that way anymore. Berenstein Bears, how it's written, Berenstein. I can't remember if it was Berenstein and now it's Berenstein.
Yep.
So, like, it's changed over the times. And there's some of them that are kind of like, okay, this could have just been like a advertisement change, but like the way Fruit Loops is written, yeah, Berenstein Bears, you're right. So, but there's like a gazillion of them. If you YouTube it, if you Google it, you're going to find a ton of these effects where you remember something one way as a child, especially cereal brands, ton of cereal. Captain Crunch, I don't know if that's one of them, but I guess if you say it is. Pokemon, the Pikachu, like people remember him having a stripe on his tail, but in like pictures you find of him now, he doesn't have it. Fruit Loops definitely has it because of the spelling with the actual Fruit Loops, 2 O's as opposed to a U. Trick cereal, she says. There's a gazillion of them. But and it's not just cereal, and it's not just little books. A lot of them, and this one's kind of silly, a lot of people remember Sinbad, the actor, was in a movie called Shazam, where he was a genie. And a lot of people swear up and down all day long that he was in a movie called Shazam, where he was a genie. And he has sworn up and down, I've never done a movie like that. He's even made jokes where he made a movie clip pretending to be a genie and acting like he was doing Shazam. Like he's got a whole spoof thing on it. And but in the video, you see these kids like looking through Fruit Loops that has it spelled the old way. And like there's a bunch of little silly things. Anyway, so what this boils down to is a lot of people are just like, people just probably have bad memories, right? And this is what I believe, and what is one of the bigger conspiracy parts of it, is CERN. CERN is a huge scientific study, whatever, government funded, probably, no doubt. I could probably find out more stuff on it. But the biggest part of CERN and what they do is the LHC, the Large Hadron, I believe you say it, Collider, Hadron Collider. So the Hadron Collider is the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator. It consists of a 27-kilometer ring, and 27 kilometers is a lot, by the way. How many miles are in 1 kilometer?
I have no idea.
You look it up, or see if you can look it up on the computer without screwing everything up, I guess. Or if somebody's out there watching. Wasn't Shaq in Shazam? Shaq was in Kazam, where he was a genie as well.
How many miles are in what?
Kilometer. Kilometre.
0.621.
So there's 0.621 miles in 1 kilometer, and this is 27 kilometers. It's a giant ring, underground, by the way. It is superconducting magnets with a number of accelerating structures to boost the energy of the particles along the way. So this is the basic definition of what, as a man of science, it is my belief we have these false memories due to witches. Thank you, Zach, for your information there.
For science.
But the Hadron Collider, so that's what it is. It's the basic definition of it. It's a 27-kilometer ring that's underground. It's in a big, giant tunnel where they work on it. There's some pictures you can find if you look it up online. But so basically, they're trying to send particles so fast that they collide, and they can basically make their own, like, black holes. They're trying to create particles. They're trying to show the science how... like they always said it exists, but they're trying to do it themselves where they collide these things together and basically create a black hole. But now, if you know anything about black holes, and if you don't even, that is like the thing that people use in science fiction to be able to travel through time, to be able to travel through space and time, to try to travel or be teleported somewhere else. They believe you can take a black hole, and if you can harness it the right way, you could travel through space and time. So for them to be able to create their own black hole could mess up the time-space continuum as we know it. If you watch movies with Back to the Future and all that different stuff, you realize the butterfly effect. Any one little tiny thing you change of your existence can cause a tsunami.
Reaction.
Yeah, it can cause a tsunami somewhere else in the other. Like if a butterfly flaps its wing the wrong way, that could cause a tsunami in a different realm or a different multiverse, as we say in the Marvel universe, right? The Void. Thanks, Rosemary. So anyway, so there is this real thing that is from CERN. You can look it up on home.cern.com or .org possibly. I don't know. It just says home.cern. CERN. Look this stuff up. Read about it. It's a legit thing. It's a thing that scientists are trying to do, trying to make this amazing thing happen. But this is where the Mandela effect comes into play. They're messing with stuff they don't really understand to try to learn more about it, right? So they're trying to do this whole particle accelerator and accelerating it beyond speeds that we can do, with our own little sciencey hands in this giant machine that they've created with magnets and all this other junk and silly things. 2 viewers? Oh, dang, man, we hit a sweet spot of people loving this story. So anyway... a lot of people feel that these scientists have done this not knowing what they're doing, kind of like the atom bomb and stuff like that. They were trying to create something amazing, and then they're like, "Oh wow,
we did this.
This is bad."
Right.
Or try to create other different things. Probably a lot of people not heading out to create bad things, but end up becoming these horrific atomic bombs, things of that nature.
Well, and that's you get into the aspect of when bad people get their hands on this kind of technology and this kind of stuff, then they start doing bad things like bombing.
If you go to Netflix on that new movie called The Atom Project with Ryan Reynolds, it's a funny, serious movie, heart touching. It's a great movie. You should check it out. It's on Netflix. Pretty fun. It's huge. But they talk about this too, basically, because he figured out how to time travel. Well, he didn't, but he was a part of the program in the future that was using time travel, like the government and different things. And it was a black hole technology as well. Basically the same kind of stuff, honestly, if you watch it. So, villains, yeah. So it's basically that same kind of thing, to where they were working on this. They figured out how to harness a black hole, figured out how to travel through space-time, and basically could become time travelers. Now, spoiler alert, don't want to ruin the story of Adam or whatever it was called, the Adam Project, but they travel back through time and change time so that they benefit from it in the future. So, like, his dad created it. Black holes. Oh, this is too much to read, Seth. They have their own gravity. They pull things into them and suck those things. I better read this before I say it out loud. Imagine if we made a black hole on Earth, it would just suck in and destroy us. You would think, Seth. Or it's going to change a bunch of things from our past that we thought we knew, that now we're going to get upset because of Berenstain Bears. But this is the theory, and this is what they think happened. They think they created something like this. It messed with space-time continuum, and so little things have been changed through our remembrance. Seth is a black hole. Thanks, Brad. So anyway, that's what basically caused this Mandela effect. Now, I bring this up because this is a recent thing. They ran it in 2008. 2004, 2000. I think it was 2008 was when they first used the collider, correct? And so when they used it in 2008, that's when we started, like, we didn't have Mandela effect so much because we didn't have the internet and all this stuff to look things up, I don't think. But in the 80s and stuff like that, nobody talked about, like, I remember it this way as much. Now we have the internet where we can converse with each other, and now a lot more people are like, hey, I remember it this way too. So, but in 2008 is when they first used this collider that we know of, that's documented from CERN on their website and in their documents. Well, they had to shut it down for a while, and they tried it again. They actually started trying it again here quite recent, actually. Let's see. I'm going to make sure. I want to get my dates right because this is a very professional podcast.
Mm-hmm. Factual.
CERN to review schedule for Large Collider 2022 of February. Hey, wait a minute. Wasn't that just last month? Yeah. February. Yeah, February. So and April's going to be tomorrow, by the way, and stuff like that. But yeah, February 2022 was when they were supposed to run it again. I was trying to find to make sure if they actually did. This article was really long, so I don't like to read. Anyway, they were supposed to run it again and try it out again February last month, basically 2022. Just the other day, somebody talked about a new Mandela effect. I don't know if you've watched The Hunger Games, which I'm sure most of you have. The very first movie of The Hunger Games, some of you might remember how when they're all standing at the cornucopia to go get their weapons or to go get their supplies to survive, the countdown's happening, and one boy steps off the platform before the countdown's finished, and he explodes. They had detonated charges that if they didn't follow the rules, boom, he's gone. He's the first one out of the match. Some of you might remember that from the books. Some of you might remember that from the movies, but somebody blew up. Well, if you go looking for that now, you won't find it because it no longer exists in that movie or the book. I've been searching YouTube and stuff like that. It's not in the trailers. It's not on the actual, it's like people put the clip up of the beginning of the show. The Fool's Day. Yes, tomorrow is the Fool's Day. That was the book. Go back and read the book, Rosemary. You're someone that I assume would possibly have that on a bookshelf. You should go and look for that specific point because I'm going to tell you it's probably not there anymore.
Are you just remembering it wrong?
I don't know this stuff. I'm taking it secondhand from everybody, but then I went to look it up after that, couldn't find anything. So,
Seth said that 100% happened. He definitely stepped off.
Okay. Go check out YouTube. Go find your DVD. It's the beginning of the movie, so it's pretty easy to find. I barely remember my breakfast. No way I'm remembering details like that. Correct, Zach. But yeah, I went and looked this stuff up, and they say it's the newest Mandela effect that's in our current time and system. So, but you know,
or
they did
mess with the
they
time
did just,
travel.
Yeah, the collider, hadron collider. Yeah. They did just run it in February, so I think we might be dealing with some stuff that the government's not going to tell us about.
Witches, man, it's witches.
But yeah, that was something that sparked my interest here, and I wanted to inform you guys a little bit better, and hopefully that was something new for you that you didn't know about.
You did a much better rundown on the podcast than you did before the podcast, because before I was kind of like, oh, I don't know,
it's gonna be a lame segment.
No. I was like, because I'm not Mr. Sci-Fi. So
do.
Yeah, I'm not Mr. Sci-Fi. So I don't really believe a whole lot. Like aliens, I'm coming maybe around to.
If you're going to believe in aliens, man, you're going to believe in the collider.
They figure out time travel, and the thing they change is the stupid Hunger Games.
I mean, I don't think they're meaning to. That's the point, Brad. I think they don't understand what's happening, and these things are happening without them understanding it. Just like Ashton Kutcher in The Butterfly Effect, when he started reading his diaries, and his buddy killed the dog in a potato sack. I don't know.
We're having a Mandela effect. Our Podbless account's messaging us on Joey.
We're the only ones here, and we are not messaging.
We have been hearing weird noises all night here.
There has been some super weird noises in this church. It's a haunted church, and not with the Holy Spirit.
Like knocking.
Yeah.
For sure.
But hey, if you are out there and this does concern you, like Rosemary, I'm sure you're excited about it. Check this stuff out. Yeah, The Butterfly Effect is a crazy movie. Check this stuff out. Message us right on our page if you want. I guess we need to make a fan page or something. If you find this out and you think that I'm wrong, let me know that I'm wrong. Because in my deep 5 minutes research, I couldn't find the kid blowing up anymore. So anyway, but yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to look.
Yeah, I don't think this is science fiction-y, but I don't feel it's like
out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I think it's possible. Science is real. Hey, I'm not the backwoods bumpkin saying science isn't real now. I think this is something really that they don't understand. They're trying to do. And kablooey, we're going to start forgetting stupid little things. Pee Wee Herman never went into that movie theater. You know what I'm saying? Like, weird things are going to start happening. Wait,
Speaking of weird stuff,
yeah,
maybe we'll get to my segment.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Let's do that. Let's just jump right into it.
We're going to throw it old school for you. Kicking it old school for you.
Getting it up there.
Story time with Brett.
It's not really a story, but
I mean,
it was the closest button to my finger.
That's true. We're just trying to get by here.
Right. So everybody has heard about Zach Osborne. Everybody's heard about that by now, right?
I would assume so. Fill us in just in case nobody's heard about it.
So Sunday was the Oscars, the highest, best, I guess, form of award you can get for movie roles in the industry.
I hate all those things.
Yeah, I don't watch them.
I think they're so dumb.
I don't watch them at all.
Yeah, we all do now.
Right.
Highest ratings they've ever had.
That's why I think maybe it might have been fake. But
we'll get into that.
We'll get into it. So Chris Rock was the host of the Oscars, and Chris Rock, stand-up comedian, actor, all-around funny guy, pretty funny, one of the best stand-up comics ever. He made a joke.
Did you just read that? A fish slapped a zebra? Because from was the Zooey movie they did. Chris Rock was a zebra.
No.
And they both done animated movies where Chris Rock was a zebra in one, Will Smith was a fish in a different one. So she's saying a fish slapped a zebra.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to explain it. It's not as funny when you explain it.
So I think it was the opening monologue. I think.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock's out there, and he, the part of those. I clean the place at night.
Those are the creepy noises.
Oh, okay, yeah. Part of the opening job is you kind of roast the actors and their families and whatnot. It's all part of the gig. It's been going on for years now.
My favorite one. What's the English guy that was on the original Office?
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais has roasted celebrities so harshly. He is hilarious. I mean,
he did it last year.
He did it for like 3 or 4 years in a row, and he was like, "They're not gonna have me back," and he was just brutal. It was great. Told everybody, he's like, "Hey, we don't want to hear your opinions. If you win an award, get up here, thank your God, thank your director, and get off the stage. We don't want your political views, please. You're just."
So Chris Rock's doing his opening bid, and he's talking to Will Smith and his wife's Jada
Pinkett Smith.
I don't know how to say her. Whatever. Jada Smith.
Yeah.
And apparently she's battling a form of
alopecia.
Yeah. How do you read up on this?
Well, yeah. I mean, I had to.
No, she's battling alopecia apparently, and it causes you to get to hair loss. Like it just causes hair loss.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know much about it, but it causes hair loss.
No one does, but everybody's a professional about it now.
Now they are. So he makes a joke about seeing G.I. Jane 2, and he looks forward to seeing her in it because her hair's short. She looks like she's just fresh out of boot camp.
Yeah, everybody laughed.
Everybody laughed.
Will Smith
laughed. She gives him the little
She just decided, I didn't like that joke.
Yeah.
And looks at Will. He looks at her.
Gets up out of his seat, walks up on stage, and smacks the crap out of Chris Rock in the face.
Chris Rock looks and says, "Uh-oh." He's just like, what's happening right now?
Right.
What is he going to make a joke? Is he going to be funny? And he slaps him as hard as he can. Yeah.
Hair loss is no joke. Thanks, Podbless.
Did shave tonight.
So I bring that up because are we really getting into a time where stand-up comedy can't be stand-up comedy? Like, you have to
sit down.
Yeah, you have to sit down and tell your jokes. No, you have to like, comics,
take it serious.
Well, that and comics don't take feelings into effect. Like, they just tell jokes. It's a joke. That's why they tell it. Now they can't do that, and without the fear of getting Will Smith smacked.
Yeah. Well, not just Will. When he did that, I was like, oh, he snapped. He's lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why in the world would you think that was okay? But the sheer fact that he didn't punch him or fight him, that's what made me feel that it was a setup.
I thought so too when I first saw it.
I still feel that way a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting more. Chris Rock just did a live comedy show. Huge turnout. Sold out. Everybody wanted to hear what he had to say. He made a joke about it. How many people have tuned into the Oscars now that would not give a crap otherwise?
Right.
They're like, man, we're losing everybody. We need to do something that gets them checking out. People are watching with a fine-tooth comb every single actor from that night to see if somebody said something or did something. And they're looking at people in the background like, oh, Andrew Garfield was on his phone, doing this.
Seth drove over and slapped Brad when he called him a black hole. It was harsh.
Like, oh, hey, Seth, what are you doing in my garage?
But yeah, like, it's just a joke. Get over it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we talked about 3 people. Did I say 3 people?
Yeah, you did.
Or a type of people.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what I said. 3 people you'd like to smack in this world and just get away with it and just walk away and like there's nothing.
Yeah.
So do you have like a certain type of person that you just want to smack?
Is there any repercussions? Like Will Smith didn't have any repercussions. Like he got to get an award. He got to stay there. He got to intimidate Chris the entire night after that and laugh about everything.
Yeah, you just go on with your everyday life.
Oh, so children are on the list.
Yeah,
you can do it. You can smack a kid.
Sure.
Ben, Cece. 3, right? Yeah. I don't want to smack Edie yet. She's still 1.
She can't talk yet. So.
Right, yeah. No, but, I mean, there is a bunch of different people that I would like to smack just for the sheer fact of it, I guess. After all this, wouldn't mind smacking Will Smith.
Right.
For being stupid.
He has it coming.
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of.
Well,
that puts us on the same level as him, I think.
But not even to get into the fact of the whole the 3 or it might have been more longer than 3 months, probably a year or so ago, that it came out that his wife was having an affair with a rapper.
Openly, an open affair, I think.
Yeah, and apparently Will gave his consent, is what the rapper said.
Yeah, it's hard to say with celebrities.
Right.
They live in a different world.
So do you think that he had to now I got to stick up for my girl now, maybe this is why?
Zach Osborne said, LeBron James for making Space Jam 2. Good
True
one.
that.
By the way, if you're out there and you have 3 people or just one that you would love to be able to smack and just get away with it, list it on the comments there. I know we only have 3 viewers, but you can come up with
What about like if you just walked up and smacked the Pope?
the Pope. See, when you first brought this up, he was one of my top ones. I would love to have smacked Mother Teresa. I know I say that weird. I would have loved to have smacked Mahatma Gandhi. And I would love to have smacked the Pope. Now, when I say smack the Pope, I don't necessarily just mean the Pope right now, but I guess the Pope as a character in all time, and not for hatred. And I don't want to smack out of hatred
For the comedy.
I feel like it would be for the comedy because it would be so uncalled for. And now people would argue that because they have ideas of what they think of those people. But the people that least deserve it, I feel like it would be so fun just to walk up and they're like, uh-oh. Chris Rock me, and they're like, oh, what's this guy doing? And just be like, hey, what's up? Whack!
The homeless guy at the food shelter, he had it coming.
he smelled bad that day, and I just couldn't handle it. Abusers, people that hurt my loved ones, and dumb people. Well, now, hey, when you get into dumb people,
It's a lot of people.
that's stepping on my toes. Zach, you're going too far, Zach. Helen Keller, she'd never see it coming.
She wouldn't.
No, she wouldn't. She'd hear it. No, she couldn't hear either. Feel the vibrations. Anyway, but yeah, I think I would go big good doers. Big supposedly good doers. I think that would be fun. But like when Rosemary said dumb people, she's got a good point.
Right.
Like, we don't want to say names of people we know, but
nothing wants, like nobody. I don't want to smack anybody harder than dumb people. Like, especially when they do dumb things.
Just grown men doing really dumb things. Yeah,
right.
Jesus, take the wheel. Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of another funny one that, like, Ellen DeGeneres, I'd slap the crap out of her too.
Yeah.
Just for fun. Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey, man. Rihanna.
Rihanna, yeah.
Somebody beat me to it. That's too far. I shouldn't have. That's not a good joke. Chris Brown's going to come up and hit me.
Chris Brown's going to hit you. He's going to be like, that dude from Podbless. I'm going to smack him.
I'm going to fly to Cincinnati just to find this guy. But yeah, I think everybody needs a good slap every once in a while. I mean, I punched myself in the head last night by accident. I've been trying to go to the gym, and I thought the weight was going to be heavier than it was, and I was on pulleys, and I literally just punched myself in the temples with both fists because I thought it was going to be heavier. But that made me think. I was like, man, I'm not going to have been hit in a while. The Rock, The Mountain, and Brock Lesnar. That's Joey. That's a good list of people to hit, Joey. I would love to see you smack all of them at the same time.
A lot of people were saying Will Smith does nothing if it's The Rock hosting that.
Yeah, that was a pretty good meme. The best one I saw was from Sunday Cool Teas, Cool Carl and those. Mm-hmm. They made a meme from the Bible, and they put 28 youths and 3 she bears. Will Smith was 3 she bears, and it was Elijah. When the kids were making fun of him, and he prayed to God like, "Hey, get these kids away from me." And 3 she bears came out of the woods or whatever and mauled them all. And I was like, "That's a good reference right there. I like that."
Yeah. Also.
Rosemary, shut up, Joey. You would die. No, we said no repercussions.
Yeah, he could get away with this one.
Right?
Seth said Gandhi.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin. And Jen Psaki.
Is that the announcer for Joe Biden at the White House?
Yeah.
Always got to make it political.
That's what I was going to say about comedy now. Like
we did say no consequences. That's true.
We did. Comedians can only be funny now if they go after like a political figure or a sitting president. That's the basis of all comedy. That's what people think is funny, I guess.
And if you want in the limelight, that's what you got to be ready for.
Right.
I mean, I stopped watching Saturday Night Live when Trump got in office because, oh my gosh, that's all they wanted to joke about, all they wanted to harp on. And I was just like, okay, guys, I get it. Like you can chill out. And I think they saw the repercussion of that because so many people were just like, hey, it's cool to make fun of him, but like you guys are just relentless.
Right.
Give it up. It's not a big deal. But yeah, there's a lot of different people. I'm trying to think. I've had coworkers in the past that I would just, not out of anger and hatred, but just a good smack, just a bap, be like, thank you for letting me do that. You know, I had a friend in high school that used to smack me for fun. He used to punch me, actually. We'd be sitting around. He'd be like, hey, guess what?
Was it the friend that would like take your lunch money too? And
no, I would buy him lunch. I guess did they make me do that? I don't.
They hung you from your shoestrings, and
I got free lunch, so so I just got double and had them take the other one. But
right.
But yeah, slapping some people. I think when it first happened, I was like, oh no, Will lost his mind. And then my buddy Jerry Saylor, that's on Kentucky Hot Brown Boys podcast, which is now retired. He came up with a theory that that Will only did that when Chris Rock said, "Oh, come on, that was a nice one," basically pointing to the elephant in the room of the affair and all that different stuff, and that's when he snapped and got up on stage.
Maybe.
And I was like, "Ooh, that's a good theory." So then
Yeah.
I was on Team Will for him, like going for the stuff that's been okay. It's done. We're past that. Don't make fun of it anymore. And him snapping on that. Now, after seeing all the facts of stuff, I'm like, nah, he was just crazy.
Yeah, they're just a crazy family. Like,
Oh yeah, his son.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
kids.
they're all kind of out there. That
I'd like to smack him. What is his name? Jaden? Yeah, Jaden.
Yeah.
He played the Karate Kid and stuff like that. Yeah, he needs a good smack. He's a silly goose.
yeah.
He's a real goofy guy.
So that kind of that whole segment kind of ties into our Podbless for the week, because
You're probably right, Brad. It probably was fake just to get the publicity because it's worked.
right,
Yeah, all staged. Anyway, but yeah, it brings us into our Podbless, I do believe.
our Podbless.
You got the button on
Do
that
we
one?
have one?
Yeah, it's down there on the bottom right.
Pod bless your heart.
Oh, that was the ender. The first one was the one we're supposed to do. The one on the left was the one.
Podbless your heart. The last
Oh,
one says
yeah,
Podbless
you're
your
right,
heart.
you're right,
Oh
you're right.
my gosh.
Sorry, Joey. We're trying, man. We're doing our best.
So
Anyway,
this is such a sad story for like people's mental health, people's personal health, like
yeah,
physical health. We decided that the story of Will Smith smacking Chris Rock at the Oscars is gonna be our Pod Bless,
yeah.
the
And
one
then,
on the left.
so that puts us in the spot of looking at the situation not as a joke anymore. Let's look at the situation as who do we feel sorry for? Do you feel sorry for Chris Rock for getting slapped? Do you feel sorry for Will Smith for having that snap in insanity to go do something so crazy in front of millions of people? Yeah, we just kind of got to break that down. And like Brad was saying, even it was fake. It was staged just to get more publicity.
Then we should be Pod blessing our own hearts for
Falling for it.
falling for it. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's very true.
I don't know.
I mean, what's going? Is Ukraine still a thing anymore? Because that really took over the limelight.
I heard on the radio they were talking about negotiating a peace treaty.
Hmm.
And apparently, Russia may be agreed to pull back a little bit,
That'd be good.
but they're not going. They're going to be like, yeah, we're going to do that, and then not.
So you give an argument for who you think, and I'll give an argument for
Okay.
the other guy.
I'm gonna go with Chris Rock,
Okay.
just because he was just doing his job. He's a stand-up comedian. He thought it was a good joke, and like you said, it wasn't the worst joke that he could have told about the Smiths.
And he's not just a comedian. He's not trying to make a name for himself. He has a name for himself.
Yeah, he's probably one of the top 5 selling current comedians, I'd say, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's not even had to travel for a while and do a tour because he's Chris Rock. I mean, everybody hates Chris TV show stuff from back in the day that he's done, movies and things of that nature. He's Adam Sandler's buddy, so he's in different things like that. His own movies, starring in his own movies. So yeah,
I did see a TikTok of, you remember the movie The Longest Yard?
I feel bad for the kids.
Adam
yeah.
Sandler's Chris Rock's in that movie. He's caretaker.
Yeah, the remake.
Yeah. Brucey.
Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, his first Oscar was overshadowed by all of this. Oh, everybody's giving opinions right now.
All the people that are sitting around the Smith and wanted to laugh, but they couldn't because so they could
bless their hearts. These are good points. But
I watched a TikTok of Brucey, the guy that, why can't Brucey play quarterback?
The little guy.
Yeah, and he's getting his shoulders rubbed by some dude, and he says, somebody's messing with caretaker. I'm gonna have to take care of this. It is really funny.
Yeah. I get Chris. I do get Chris on that because I mean, he's even been talking about, people have been showing about with Chris that he's been mugged before. Like he's not a threatening person, so there's been people mug him at gunpoint. Yeah. Even in his first, even when he was on SNL and stuff like that. And he's even had to go through therapy to make a joke about it, to kind of break it down in his brain so that he can actually joke about it anymore. So this just is another thing to throw on top of it of even my other fellow actors, somebody's going to just do something like this. And I respect him for not doing anything. I know it's offensive. I almost think if I was him, I would have left the show. Just been you know what? Bring somebody else up on stage because this is ridiculous that you didn't do anything to him.
Right.
He's my friend and all, and we're going to work this out, but this is ridiculous that you just let him sit there and just wallow in this craziness that just happened. But
I also saw an interview with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey was I wouldn't have pressed charges on him or anything. He said, but the next morning I would have sued Will Smith for $200 million. He said, because that video is never gonna go away.
Nope.
He said, you just basically embarrassed me on live TV.
Yep.
It'll always be out there.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm sure he's in that weird spot of he doesn't want the money or need the money.
Right.
He's probably just I just want this to go away. This is ridiculous. So that brings up my fact. I'm going to take on Will Smith as the person we bless because when I first saw that, my initial reaction was, oh, poor Will. It's clearly a sane person's not going to do that. That's just like seeing a fist fight out on the street of grown men. We're grown men now. We might get angry and share some words with people and even get to the point that we would want to fight, but we're grown men now. We see what head injuries do to people. We see, I feel like there is a place for fighting here and there, but over a silly argument of somebody got offended, when you're getting offended, I feel like a grown man fighting is just so, it's childish. I mean, I guess that's why you refer to it as being grown up or being a child, because you can't control your emotions when you're a child. And I guess in that same vein, I understand that things hit us, things mess with us, things send us over the line. If I don't have a lot of sleep, I'm a lot easier to snap at the kids. Little things like that. So I could imagine having millions and millions of followers on social media, from movies, from music videos that he's done, and then having embarrassing things happen to himself. These are things that can make a man do stuff he doesn't want to do. So there's a big, giant part of me that feels sorry for Will,
Yeah. You would think that, you would think that with all of Will Smith's resources and money that he would just go see somebody. And he might. I don't know.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he sees a therapist. I'm sure he works with people.
If he doesn't, he probably does now.
Well, and I don't think that's the biggest thing to take from this, I guess, is that no matter how much you have, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much notoriety you have, we're all still human.
Right.
And I think that was the biggest thing that cried out for Will from me was it doesn't matter. And that's that whole thing, money doesn't bring you happiness, yada, yada, yada. Mo money, mo problems. I think that's the bigger one. The biggest quote that people should know. Mo money, mo problems. But yeah, it doesn't matter how successful you are, how talented you are. We're all still human. And all it takes is one little thing to happen that's going to change your life forever. One bump on the head can change somebody's total perspective on how they do things. One interaction, losing someone in their life, even if you're prepared for it, if it's somebody with cancer and stuff, it still affects you in some crazy way that makes you do crazy things.
Right.
So, yeah, my argument's for Will. What do you people out there, our 4 viewers out there, who do you think we should bless, Chris Rock or Will Smith, with these arguments that we've put before you?
It just amazed me, like, just thinking about, too, how, people say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me.
Yeah.
They do hurt.
Yeah, they do.
And I mean,
I'm a grown man, has 3 kids and a life. Hey, brother, I think Chris should be allowed to smack Will in front of the cameras. That's a great idea.
eye for an eye right there.
That is biblical. That's true.
Joey said Samuel L. Jackson.
He thinks we should bless Samuel L. Jackson.
There's snakes on this plane. Is that it?
Yeah, snakes on a plane.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's what he won for. No. I think it's a Lifetime Achievement Award for being in so many stinking movies.
It was all those credit card commercials during March Madness.
He has been in a lot of them.
So yeah, let's go Will, because Will needs it. I think Will needs to be. I think Will needs to be blessed.
And in the
here.
true vein of bless your heart, like you feel sorry for him.
Right.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for Chris. I feel like he can get over this, but
and he's making a lot of money because of it now.
Hopefully so.
Show.
Yeah.
So Will Smith,
Pod bless your heart, sweetie.
Drag that one out slow too. But yeah, so that kind of wraps it up. Thanks for tuning in for those that did. If you're listening via the audio section of it, we appreciate you. We thank you for what you're doing. We try to do this without Joe. We try to do it without everybody else. But I guess we just have to come out and say this is our last show. We're retiring. We might try to come out with something new later. We've just had a lot of fights between different people in the cast. Sorry, guys. We're going to have to stop doing Podbless. Actually, I'll be honest. We got into some legal stuff. There's actually a successful podcast called Podbless. We're not able to use this name anymore, so we're going to have to restructure. If you have any ideas of what kind of name you'd like us to go with. So I guess it's not so much that we're retiring, but we got to revamp and do something different than Podbless.
And the worst part is Red Bull pulled their sponsor.
Yeah, Red Bull. I couldn't believe it. I mean, we keep them in business. But, so, yeah, we're going to be changing some stuff around. If you're listening, if you're watching still, we just have to say April Fools. Nothing's ever going to change. We'll stay as lame as ever.
We're going till they take us off the air.
Till they come in here and slap us in the face.
Until that person that's been knocking all night comes in and kills us.
These headphones, man, it makes it not so creepy.
Right.
But yeah, make sure to have a fun April Fool's Day. If you're listening tonight, remember it for in the morning. Get your loved ones. Prank them really well. My kids have to get ready for school in the morning. Going to get them really good in the morning. Try to mess with them. I don't know. Maybe wake them up at 2 in the morning. Be like, all right, we got to get your clothes on. And then be like, just kidding, go to bed. Or something. Get somebody with April Fools tomorrow.
Sounds terrible. I think that's going to backfire on you.
Well, no, it's my birthday, actually. Oh. Yeah, that's the funniest thing. It's my favorite holiday. But also April Fool's on that, too.
I didn't think it was your birthday.
Yeah, I write it in all my calendars, just in case somebody sees it and I get them with it. But, yeah, make sure to April Fool somebody out there, and make sure to bless somebody with sharing Podbless with them. Get us some more listeners out there so they can be blessed in their ear holes with the smooth-sounding goodness of Podbless. I don't know. It's 2 of us. We're just trying to fill in sound here.
Words.
Words, phrases, sentences. But anything else you got, Brett?
No, I think we're good.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'm Josh.
I'm Brett. And this
is Podbless. It's so empty when Joey's not here, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot less clatter.
I had much more fun though.
Yeah, it was a pretty good time. Oh, make sure to tab us out on there too. But yeah, have a great night. Happy April Fools.